I would do a mixture of one part portfolio, a third, one part of development, and one part of new build properties on the high level. So you have the mixture between something which brings money in, where you have to spend something, and where you have for generations results. So that's it.
Great, thank you. Malte.
So if you ask me company side or private side, if I have 500 million here, I don't pay so much Grunderwerbsteuer because I have it in cash.
Well, which do you think is more interesting, Malte? You can tell me what you would do privately.
Seen from the private point of view, I would tell you the same as Christof did, because that's a mixture of risk. Seen from a company side, a big company, I would think about to invest in so-called B regions, because the return on investment is higher than in A regions, and that should be an aspect for all of you to think about. The thesis is, are B regions now coming up as top of the market, or will it stay with A regions? So I would try to invest in B regions as we did it in the recent past. For example, Hanover, for example, Braunschweig, for example, Halle Leipzig, or these kind of B areas. Thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Sebastian.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to be boring because I actually had the same in mind as Malte. I think I don't call them B region. I call them medium-sized cities in Germany. I think that's a better name for it. I think there are lots of pockets of value there. There's a lot of smaller or medium-sized cities which are very dynamic, which have very good economic fundamentals and have performed quite well over the last couple of years in terms of rental growth, but the absolute levels that they come from, sort of, from 5 to 6 or 7 euros per square meter, and the economic attractiveness of those locations and the purchasing powers that tenants may have in those places make it still a good growth story. And if I had 500 million, I would do 250 million in that asset class, and then I would put some money to work in the UK market, in the regions where now we're seeing some economic recovery as well, places like Manchester or the bigger urban centres outside London. I think those are quite attractive, becoming more so attractive as well now.
Okay, good, thank you. Yeah.
500 million is a good amount, but I'm very conscious of the fact it's not my money. It might be yours, but it could be one of our investors, so I take in account what they like to achieve with their investments. Therefore, 200 million on residential mortgages, given their liability structure. 200 million on residential, whether it be in the Netherlands or in Germany, on a variety of opportunities there in those markets. And 100 million I put aside for opportunity-driven investments. It could be a portfolio sale, for instance.
Okay, good, thank you. Rick, you can answer this in whichever way you like. So you can say, if you wish, how much you would allocate to Europe within the US, within your kind of thoughts about that, or you can be brave and just say what you think about Europe.
Well, I'll answer the question on a purely European basis. I would take 200 million and invest in secondary markets, what I would call secondary markets, larger, medium-sized markets, but not the majors in Germany. 200 million in the UK, particularly London, and 100 million in a number of markets in Netherlands.
Good, thank you. Marcus, yes, that's a good.
Giving also for diversification reasons, a part of the portfolio around 250 million, I would invest in kind of a buy and hold strategy, existing stock, maybe not in the prime German locations, but secondary locations that always mention university cities, maybe also some stocks in Denmark or Finland. That would be, so having a stable return. About another 200 million would go for wholesale retail conversion in Germany, possibly also in Denmark, where there's a market opening up where you can get a little bit of higher return. and the rest would be a little bit for opportunities arising, possibly in Ireland, some other European markets, the Dutch market where you have some pockets, so to really boost the return from that side.
Great. Thank you for coming in. Thank you to the panel. Thank you.